called, it will be Malfoy. I present e-data team. We create electronic services based on electronic data. We compile data from different sources and make them comfortable to use. Two screenshots on the screen. On the left side, it is John Grant's research made in 1665, and on the right, screenshot of the current portal. And you see they are absolutely the same. We just learned how to document data, name, date, and amount. We just changed the technology for data processing. Our portal contains transaction for more than 90% of the national budget. If anybody wants to investigate corruption element, they would have all the necessary data. The portal is in compliance with the international standard, international data standard, and it is. You can use it to analyze the treasury data. It is very good because all the information from the government authority website are loaded in unusable formats. In Ukraine, the open data portal is not difficult to create. We spent 3 years to lobby the openness of private data, and we just spent 3 months to develop the code, and now you can control the government. And just in 3 days, one journalist made his first journalist investigation. We thought it was a success, but for some reason the changes in Ukraine are very slow. There are 2 reasons for that. The first one is the lack of judicial reforms. The hundreds of cases and the revealed corruption schemes are do not end in the successful judicial solution. And the second reason is that we are at the start of developing the public service for that. What are the obstacles? So the first one is the data quality. We already know that just few data can be processed using computers. The second problem is the quality of registers. It was a big success when the government spent a lot of time, and the national company register was open with its unique code. Now we can see who is the owner and beneficiary and where the company is registered. But the register is free of any charge, and it is updated only once a week. And many thousands of entities are not entered, are not recorded in the registers. And we also have the law on the use of national funds, and it seems that we can track all money. But when the government pays not through the national treasury, but through the commercial bank or private bank, this information is closed. But we could cope with those issues just in 1 or 2 years. But there is such a problem as the length of reforms. When the new team comes, the projects are usually terminated, and there is no consistency. So we have to involve the international organizations and to include the program that are to be controlled by the international partners into the the national consistency program. Now we on the screen you can see the transparency perception program. You can look for discrepancy, but you won't find them. We have no progress in Ukraine or in any other country because it is the common phenomena. We tried to find out whether the quality of life is the reason for corruption, and it appeared that corruption it is rather a consequence. If we compare two countries, Denmark, which is the top one, and Somalia, which is the last one, then in Somalia the access to internet is open only for 1.7% of people. People do not know who is the Minister of Finance and what is on what are the greatest events in the international area. So, and the consequences for the openness of data are different. So the freedom of speech, the life expectancy are different. So we decided not to fight the corruption because it is of no sense. We just open data. We provide people with electronic services to make their conscious decisions, and our bicycle is like on the screen. We open data, then make them useful data for the people, for them to be comfortable to use, and then this cycle pattern will ensure success. But whatever database service is created, it is not visualized, it is dead. You can see here that the mouse is dead, and the neighbors are very sad. Somebody of them brought some cheese, but it reflects the system that shows how we could visualize the data. What are we doing in our turn? We create robots. The robots track the budget transactions, and any person in this world leave its digital track. We buy something, we like something, we click something, and everything is left is tracked in the internet. Our robot to track all those relations, so the public, the official can be tracked in his activities. Next year, our robot will get some emotions. He will be able to smile, to laugh, to be sad, and we try to find the way to the heart of a student, a pensioner, or a schoolboy who opened internet. Now we know nothing about data. Before, people thought that sun was going around the earth. Then it was discovered that earth is moving around the sun. Now we all know that both the sun and all its planet move around some common center. So I wish you all to forget everything we were taught at school, at the university. I told you about open heart, open mind, and please take it as something that is lively.